Okay, we have a product. It's a dry composting toilet, and what we do is we make use of natural energy, so like the water, the sun, and the wind, to dry out your fecal matter. It's a self-contained unit. It can go inside a house or it can go outside a house. When you use it outside the house, then we make it use a top structure, and as long as there's direct sunlight, then it's perfect. We don't connect to any sewage system, so there's no bulk infrastructure. We make use of the sun and the wind to dry out the fecal matter. So it's a self-contained unit, so the unit goes into a house or it can go in an outhouse in a top structure. When it's connected, as I said, it's not connected to any sewage system. So there's a solar panel on the roof, and the solar panel heats up a silicone pad at the base of the unit. And that silicone pad is the same product as what you would use in a vehicle. So it heats that pad up to about 70 degrees. Now your composting bin is basically situated on top of this silicone pad, and that starts drying out the fecal matter. A second way of doing the drying process is that we actually extract the moisture from the urine. So the urine gets diverted, and that goes through a filter system, and that filter system is filled with activated carbon. So it purifies the urine, and that's a soak away into the ground. And then the fecal matter, basically, the second way of drying out the fecal matter is that we've got a vent pipe connected to the back of the unit, and that vent pipe is connected to a wind-driven whirlybird. Now, the moment your wind starts blowing, it extracts the moisture from the fecal matter. So that's a second way of drying out your feces. Then a third way is that we make use of a bulking agent which is called agriculture lime. And the agriculture lime gets poured on the top. That neutralizes your compost, and that also works as a deodorizer.
And it doesn't smell?
It doesn't smell at all, because the heat that you create inside the bowel actually kills that bacteria that causes the smell. And also with the extraction, heat goes up. So with the extraction, your odor also disappears.
In a time with water scarcity, it's quite a global solution.
Absolutely, because you save up to about 200 liters of water a day, drinkable water. You save that because you're not using any water.
The process afterwards where feces actually become fertilizer is quite interesting.
Yes, what happens, it takes about 4 to 6 people to use this 24 hours a day. And then every 2 weeks you would rotate the basket, and then it fills up in about 4 weeks. So after 4 weeks you would take the compost bag, and what we as Africa Sanitation introduce is a further composter. Now the composter that we use is basically the compost that forms in the toilet is a compost-like material, but that must go through a further composting process, enable you to use it for fertilization.